You know, there's something they don't tell you about retirement. It's not all lazy mornings and endless vacations. Sure, the first few months might feel like a well-deserved break, but after a while, that open calendar can start to feel a little empty. Maybe you've caught yourself staring out the window, wondering, is this it? Or maybe you've noticed how the days blur together, each one feeling a little quieter than the last. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Retirement is a huge life change, and it's completely normal to miss the structure, the purpose, even the little challenges that used to fill your days. But here's the good news. Retirement isn't the end of excitement. It's the beginning of a whole new chapter, one where you get to choose exactly how you want to spend your time. And that's where passion projects come in. A passion project isn't just a hobby. It's something that lights you up, gives you a reason to jump out of bed in the morning, and reminds you how much life still has to offer. Whether it's rediscovering an old love or trying something brand new, these projects can reignite that sense of purpose and joy. So today, let's talk about 5 passion projects perfect for anyone over 60 who's ready to shake things up and fall in love with life all over again. First up, gardening. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Gardening? Really? But hear me out. Gardening isn't just about planting flowers or pulling weeds, though there's something oddly satisfying about that too. It's about nurturing life, watching something grow because of your care, and connecting with nature in a way that's both peaceful and rewarding. Whether you have a sprawling backyard or just a sunny windowsill, you can start small, maybe with a few herbs or a single tomato plant. Before you know it, you'll be checking on your plants like they're old friends, and there's nothing quite like the pride of cooking a meal with vegetables you grew yourself. Now, if getting your hands dirty isn't your thing, how about storytelling? And no, I don't mean making up tall tales, though if that's your style, go for it. I'm talking about capturing your own life stories, the moments that shaped you, the lessons you've learned along the way. You might think your life isn't exciting enough to write about, but trust me, every story matters. Your grandkids might not ask about your childhood now, but one day, they'll treasure those memories. And you don't have to write a novel. Start with short journal entries, record voice memos, or even make a scrapbook with photos and notes. The act of reflecting on your life can be incredibly fulfilling, and who knows, you might just inspire someone else along the way. And finally, let's talk about volunteering. Retirement gives you something priceless: time. And what better way to use it than by making a difference in someone else's life? Whether it's reading to kids at the local library, helping out at an animal shelter, or even mentoring younger people in your former career field, volunteering connects you to your community in a meaningful way. It's not just about giving back. It's about staying engaged, meeting new people, and remembering how much you still have to offer. So there you have it. Gardening, storytelling, and volunteering. 3 simple but powerful ways to bring more joy and purpose into your days. And the best part? You don't have to choose just one. Try them out, see what sparks that excitement, and before long, you might just find yourself looking forward to tomorrow more than ever. Now, let's keep that momentum going with a couple more passion projects that could change everything. You know, sometimes the most fulfilling things in life are the ones we never saw coming. Maybe you spent decades in a career that demanded all your attention, or maybe you were so busy raising a family that you never had the chance to explore what truly made your heart sing. Well, now's your chance, because retirement isn't about slowing down. It's about finally having the freedom to explore all those little sparks of curiosity you never had time for before. So let's dive into 2 more passion projects that could bring a whole new sense of excitement to your days. First up, learning a new skill. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, I'm too old for that, let me stop you right there. Learning isn't just for kids in school. In fact, picking up something new is one of the best ways to keep your mind sharp, your spirit young, and your days interesting. And the best part? You don't have to commit to anything overwhelming. Always wanted to play the piano? Start with a few simple chords. Curious about painting? Grab some watercolors and follow along with a YouTube tutorial. Even technology, yes, even that smartphone that sometimes feels like it's outsmarting you, can become less intimidating if you take it one step at a time. The key is to embrace the process, laugh at the mistakes, and celebrate every little win. Because when you're learning, you're growing. And that's something to be proud of at any age. Now, if the idea of learning something solo doesn't quite excite you, how about joining a club or group? And I'm not just talking about bingo night. Though, if that's your thing, more power to you. There are book clubs, walking groups, amateur theater troupes, even local history societies, all filled with people just like you, looking for connection and a little fun. One of the biggest challenges of retirement is the loss of daily social interaction, and that can leave you feeling isolated without even realizing it. But when you find your people, folks who share your interests and your enthusiasm, suddenly, life feels a lot brighter. You'll have something to look forward to, stories to share, and maybe even a few new friends to laugh with along the way. And here's the beautiful thing about these passion projects. They don't just fill your time. They remind you that life is still full of possibilities, that you're never too old to try something new, to connect with others, or to surprise yourself. So now that we've covered learning a new skill and joining a group, let's move on to one last passion project that might just be the most rewarding of them all. You know, there's a special kind of magic that happens when you realize that some of life's greatest joys aren't about achieving something grand. They're about the quiet moments that make your heart feel full. Maybe it's the satisfaction of watching a seedling push through the soil after weeks of care, or the warmth of sharing a story that makes your grandchildren lean in closer. Retirement isn't an ending. It's an invitation to savor those moments, to create them whenever you want. So let's wrap this up with one last passion project, one that might just tie everything together in the most beautiful way. How about embracing the role of a mentor? Think about everything you've learned over the years, the wisdom you've gathered, the mistakes you've overcome, the little tricks of the trade that made life easier. That knowledge is priceless, and there's someone out there who would give anything to learn from you. Maybe it's a young person just starting out in your former career, a neighbor struggling with a problem you've solved before, or even a grandchild who could use your guidance. Mentoring doesn't have to be formal. Sometimes it's as simple as being there to listen, to share a story at the right moment, or to say, "I've been there too." When you pass on what you know, you're not just helping someone else. You're reminding yourself how much you still matter. Now, let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. Whether it's gardening, storytelling, volunteering, learning something new, joining a group, or mentoring, these passion projects aren't just ways to pass the time. They're ways to reconnect with yourself, with others, and with the world around you. They're proof that purpose doesn't retire when you do. It just takes on new shapes. So here's my challenge to you. Pick one thing that made you nod along as we talked about it today, and give it a try. Don't overthink it. Just start small, stay curious, and see where it takes you. Because the best chapters of your life might still be unwritten, and they're waiting for you to pick up the pen. And if you've already found a passion that lights you up, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Let's inspire each other. After all, that's what this journey is all about. Sharing what we've learned and cheering each other on. So here's to you, to new adventures, and to living every day with a little more joy. Don't forget to like this video if it resonated with you, and subscribe for more conversations like this one. Now go out there and show the world what 60 and beyond really looks like. Take care, and I'll see you next time.